Hey guys, good evening everyone. How have you been? Hey Vedika, hi Tejaswini, hi Gaurav, hi Yash. We are meeting after a long time, aren't we? Yay. Mm-hmm. Viswal, Priyadarshini, Neelu Kumari, yes, Vineet. Neelu, I'm forever late. Chronic late comer I am. Hi Tanishk. Hi Tejaswini, Azmi Parvez, good to see you. Vedamitra, hi. Happy Ganesh Chaturthi to everybody. Yasin, good to see you. Good evening. Brigank, hello. Cry Ghost, wow, what a name. Dev, namaste. Shreyasi Sweet from batch 3. Good to see you, Shreyasi. हाँ शुक्र करो आ तो गई मैं. Yes, we are meeting after a long time, guys, everybody. Now, we need to do some critical reasoning questions. We had started this critical reasoning week about 2 weeks back. And then our week got interrupted. Right? We did 2 sessions of critical reasoning as part of the series. So today is the third one. Where is my pen? ये सब आयुष्मान बिस्वाल की वजह से ना पेन वेन नहीं मिलता, मेरा खो जाता है कहीं. Okay. So I'll write here, dudes and dudettes. This is session 3 as part of this series. Anudeep from Hyderabad, good to see you. Now, what are we doing today? That's a big question. Critical reasoning, yes. I'm going to give you one passage, okay, with 5 questions. What do these questions look like? Assumption, strengthen, weaken, application, and one inference. So assumption, strengthen, weaken directly आपका critical reasoning का है. Inference तो forms the base for all your questions and answers. So, who is willing to take up the challenge? Who is going to get 5 upon 5 correct? Anyone from the audience? है किसी में इतना दम? पूरे 5 तेजस्विनी पैसेज तो देख लो पहले. But I'm telling you one thing. You will fall in love with the passage. I picked it from The Guardian, modified it a little bit here and there, okay, and that's how we have this passage with us and the 5 questions. दम नहीं है, दम बिरयानी थोड़ी हो जो दम होगी आप में. ऋषभ, दानिश, oh, you will love it. No, Yash. You will love the passage, you will love the questions, I'm telling you. Okay, I'll give you a hint about the passage. It's connected to the song My Heart Will Go On. Good evening, Subradeep. Just in time, we are starting. Retention बढ़ गई, Dev. Good to know that. Yes, Biswal. तेजस्विनी इसी गोले पे रहती हो. टाइटैनिक का मेन सॉन्ग है माई हार्ट विल गो ऑन, सेलिन डायन. ओके मृगांक, नो वरीज, यहां लिख लो आपको जो लिखना है. Hi Ultron, good to see you. Okay, so yes, the passage is about the Titanic. There are 5 questions, as I said, and I promise you a rocking session. You all will keep asking for more when the session gets over. चलिए, are we all ready, everybody? ठीक है? So चलिए, this is the passage. अच्छा, by the way, a quick thing, everyone. अपना night batch चालू है. I'm sure you guys know this, right? 12 to 2 a.m. ये चलता है, ये पता है आपको, right? As part of this series, my session is coming up on Saturday. I think that is 29th. Okay? So I'm going to do something dhamakedar in this session. And I request everyone to join me and make it a very, very productive session. वरना अगर आप लोग नहीं आओगे तो मुझे नींद आ जाएगी. मुझे नींद आ जाएगी तो फिर कोई मुझे जगा नहीं सकता है. मैं सो जाती हूँ फिर मैं. Okay? No, in order to join the night batch, you have to enroll. You'll get the link in the description box below. Go down, look for the link, enroll. And as part of that, on Saturday, it's my turn. Okay? So you can imagine that, yes, I mean, we are going to do something different, something dhamakedar. I'm planning something nice for it, like some different level of questions. Okay? You will be there, Tejaswini. Great. Now, this is the passage. Para 1, Para 2. The Titanic sinking in 1912. Okay? We all know that it sank. Another explanation. Finally, technology. What emerges is a paradox. So, 5 paras. Fine. Questions कैसे हैं? Let's check once. Which of the following, if true, would undermine the argument? Right? So the claim is given here. This is weaken. Right? Which of the following, if true, would strengthen? Author's claim. The claim is given here. Nice. So this is strengthen. Reasonably inferred. Inference actually is a part of critical reasoning, but I generally keep it separate and I say it's the base for all your questions, all your answers, all your elimination. Inference. Disasters, Titanic, slow, media coverage, scale of human, random. Inference means one true, others are false. Application question. Suppose a newly discovered something based on the author's reasoning explains something. ठीक है? So this is application. And the last one, assumption. The passage argues, this is the claim, which of the following assumptions underlies this argument? Okay? Done. ठीक है? 5 questions. Critical reasoning. Let's roll. So, we are going to the first para. Check now. And then we move fast. We skim. Go on, guys. Get started, please. Tejaswini, Biswal, Chirag, I have always said this. If you see a question anywhere, that can be directly connected to the main idea. Okay? So after reading the first para, can you tell me who the hero is? Who or what is the hero of the passage? If we see here Titanic, 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 Titanic. Hero is Titanic. What is the main idea? Just by checking the first para, can anyone point it out to me? Yes, Siddhant, you're right. Very good, Tejaswini. That's like bang on. There have been other disasters too. Look at this one. Lusitania or the Wilhelm Gustloff with more than 9,000 deaths. They were far greater in human terms. But Titanic remains the most famous. Why? Titanic is not popular. They are talking about why is it sinking more popular than the others. Why is there so much hawa around Titanic? Can you predict, like, what is the author likely to discuss in the succeeding paragraphs? Bolo guys. थोड़ा ऑयल डालो अपने भेजे में सब लोग. नीलू कुमारी, second para. What can he discuss? Yes, Subhradeep. Good. Yeah. Correct. Reasons exactly. Why is it different? Why is it sinking more hyped about than the others? So, look at the first line of the next para. One explanation lies in timing and symbolism. What does he mean? The Titanic sank at the dawn of the 20th century when industrial modernity was associated with this. Yeah? So, it was because of the timing, it was because of the symbolism connected with technological advancement, industrial modernity. I'm not reading the rest because we can understand easily. Timing and symbolism, this is one reason. Yeah? Next. Another explanation, do you see the flow? Yeah? Another explanation concerns the narrative structure. What does he mean by narrative structure, Tejaswini? The slow descent into catastrophe, shortage of lifeboats, division between rich and poor. I mean, if you haven't watched that movie, you need to go back and watch, everybody. Those of you who have watched it will understand everything in a jiffy. So, narrative structure. How it was told to the people. It appeared theatrical, morality, hubris, okay. Finally, another reason. So this is second reason. This is third. Technology and media. Right? You don't need to read that para. The Lusitania, okay, politically weaponized, okay, so something related to technology and media. Legacy. Politically weaponized, all right, something, okay. देख लेंगे जब question होगा तो. However, by the late 20th century, however, when Estonia or Seoul sank, global attention was diffused, competing with dozens of crises in the media cycle. So every sinking was vying for attention. I'll go to the last para and read. Yeah? What emerges is a paradox. The Titanic's historical weight is greater than its human toll. Please try to understand this sentence. Historical weight, वजन, more than its human toll. Human toll तो कुछ था ही नहीं ज़्यादा compared to other sinking. This is what he said in the first para. The disaster's cultural resonance exceeds its numerical scale. You see this? Cultural connection, cultural, what do you call it? Backdrop, cultural affiliation or cultural significance exceeds its numerical scale. मरने वाले उतने नहीं थे. This raises questions about how societies assign meaning to tragedy, stories endure, some disasters become archetypes while others fade into obscurity. A beautiful and simple, like just easy to understand passage. Beautiful flow. Right? 3 paragraphs में he is giving 3 reasons. Correct? 3 reasons. The first para gives you the question, the main idea. Second gives you the reason. Here he gives you the reason, here he gives you the reason, and then there's just a conclusion. Okay. Shall we attack the questions now? Everyone. ठीक है? चलिए. First question. The argument is here. Titanic's fame derives primarily from its symbolic timing at the dawn of modernity. Read this para, please. Saw the para? So, go back to the question. So the author says Titanic's fame derives from its symbolic timing. You can weaken it by saying it derives from non-symbolic. Can we weaken it this way? Everyone? Can we or can't we? Yeah? This is what you're supposed to do. You read the claim, you think to yourself, this is how I am going to weaken it. Then you go down, look for your answer. In critical reasoning, strength and weaken, this is how we do it. In other questions, we do POE. Okay? So come on. What do you think is going to weaken it? Tejaswini Joshi, Biswal, Yash, Gaurav. Come on, guys. Many of you went for B. Right? Why B? Exactly, Gaurav. I like that point. You're very smart. B says, World War I literature often invoked the sinking of ships like the Lusitania as evidence of the perils of modern technology. Right? So, this one supports that yes, symbolic timing at the dawn of modernity. What did the first para say? Sorry, the second para. Let's go back and see here, everybody. It says, one explanation lies in timing and symbolism. The Titanic sank at the dawn of the 20th century when industrial modernity was associated with this. You agree with me? When there is industrial modernity, when there is technological progress, people are going to expect everything to be flawless, right or wrong. Yes, Tejaswini? Correct? So, the idea that human ingenuity. Now, what is he trying to say here, Aman Pandey? Had the Titanic sank, या नीलू नहीं had के साथ sunk, sorry. Had the Titanic sunk some other time, not in this era, it wouldn't have been noticed so much. You get the point? Had it sunk any other time. But it sank when? It sank at the dawn of this. There was industrial modernity, technological progress. People would expect everything to be flawless. People would expect everything to be like dhasu, dhamakedar. At that very time, in that very era, what happened? Titanic, which was supposed to be like, one, what to say, the epitome of technological progress. Yeah. The idea that human ingenuity had produced an unsinkable ship only for it to sink on its first voyage. It was invincible. It was unsinkable. Seemed to puncture the confidence of an age, pura age. Right? What was happening to the other sinkings, guys? Oh, they were overshadowed by other things. One ship sank when there was a war going on, another sank when there was a nuclear blast, another sank when there was one meteor that came to the earth. Kuch bhi. So there were other things that happened around the sinkings of these. So these were overshadowed. Got it? This is what he says in this para. So if we have to weaken him, we have to say, Arey nahi, Titanic did not sink, Titanic did not become popular because of symbolism. No, it was because of some other reason. It was because of some non-symbolic reason. Right? Now, if we look at B, World War I literature often invoked the sinking of ships like this as evidence of the perils of this. So this is connecting it to dawn of modernity. Right? So this is another fact that is supporting the claim that dawn of modernity mein kind of it was connected. Survivors of the Titanic repeatedly described their ordeal in religious terms, emphasizing divine fate rather than industrial failure. Look at this now. Survivors repeatedly described their pareshani in religious terms, emphasizing divine fate rather than industrial failure. Okay, so this is giving you another reason why it became famous, right? This is giving you another reason. We'll keep it. C. A is giving you a reason. Archival records show that many newspapers criticize the Titanic tragedy as ordinary human error rather than as a symbol of this. And look at D. Now you save your answer. Yeah. D says what? Ayushman. Telegraphic communication was more advanced in 1912 than in previous decades. So the year the Titanic sank, this enabled the story to spread globally within hours. Okay? This is giving you a reason, this is giving you a reason, this is giving you a reason. What does it ask you? Most seriously weaken. Right? So most seriously weaken may, which one? No, Vinny, you're thinking it in the wrong way. Industrial modernity was associated with boundless progress, yes. So you are saying that if another ship sank, Vinny, you are going with B and you're saying another ship sank, perils of modern technology. So that is not weakening it, na? The claim is not whether modernity led to the sinking of ships or not. You get it? The claim is symbolic timing at the dawn of modernity. Right? So your option B is moving away from the claim. Okay? Option B. A is giving you a reason. In 1912, criticized the Titanic tragedy as ordinary human error rather than this. So this is giving you, we have to give another reason or say it was non-symbolic reason. Correct? Survivors of the Titanic repeatedly described their ordeal in religious terms. Oh, it was not symbolic, they are saying. Primarily from its symbolic timing, here they are saying religious terms, emphasizing divine fate. It is moving to religious. And then D. So between A, C and D, you save your answer. Now, next one, question 2. This is strengthening. While you solve this, I'll just fetch my phone charger. I'm almost out of charge. Yes, guys, any answer? What do you say? You have to save your answer. It asks you to support the claim. What claim is it, guys? Titanic's narrative structure made it uniquely memorable. Another paragraph, this. Read, please. Narrative is what? The way you explain things, the way you give out an account of what happened. right? Remember, the question says support his claim. So you have to connect with him, you have to support him and say yes, yes. It was because of the narrative, because how people explained, because how people kind of gave it a theatrical twist, or how people kind of, talked about the shortage of lifeboats. Yeah, whatever is given here, these are facts. Okay. Because of this, it became memorable, right? So you can support it in two ways. All right, guys. How? Number one, yes, people gave a great narrative. Okay? Point number two. He says Titanic's narrative structure was what made it uniquely memorable. You can say yes, other ships' narratives were bland in comparison. Okay, now check. आप सी के साथ जाना चाहेंगे, लॉक कर दिया जाए? Go back and check the para again. Hubris is arrogance, class, fate. Later disasters, by contrast, often unfolded abruptly. Torpedo strikes, sudden capsizings, leaving little time for drama or moral allegory. टाइटैनिक वालों ने इतने किए, इतनी बातें बताई. So come on. If you check A, emphasize the contrast between wealthy passengers securing lifeboats and steerage. Okay. चलिए. Okay, Rishabh, Ragang. Save your answer. I'm taking you over to the third question. Challenging questions, aren't they? Okay? All right. Question 3. Chaliye. Inferred has to be true. 3F. So you're going to look for 3 options with traps. Okay? First read the options. Then if you need, I'll take you back. I can see one option that is actually connected to the main idea. तो मुझे लग रहा है जैसे वो ट्रू होगा. Why can't I verify that instead of wasting time chasing the other options? Remember, we are looking for only one. That is correct. D or B, okay? So why don't you go back and verify? What does B say? The Titanic's relatively slow and dramatic sinking allowed it to be remembered in ways that more abrupt tragedies could not. Okay? Go back and check. Slow and dramatic sinking. Got it? Okay. Then sentence D you said. The scale of human loss alone means only is insufficient to determine whether a disaster will achieve historical prominence. Okay? Go back and check the first para and maybe the last para. Okay, Vinny. 3, done. Right, everybody? I hope you're enjoying the questions. Question 4. Application. First read the question. बहुत मजेदार question है ये. You don't need to go back for this. Any answers for this? Jayesh? Obviously, it has to connect with the reasons that are given, right? यहाँ बोला है, why this ship might still remain less famous than Titanic. Why will still Titanic be more famous? You have to look for the reasons. Done. Save your answer. For this, you really don't need to go back. You can simply eliminate. And the last one. Now, before you do this assumption question, a quick recap about assumption. Assumption is you read the claim and as the first step you say, oh, so you mean to say that. As the second step, look for an option that has more matching words with the conclusion, with the claim. As the third step, you'll be left with 2 options by then. As the third step, negate the assumption. If that assumption gets negated and makes the conclusion crumble, it is the answer. Go on, guys. The claim is given here, you don't need to go back. Last step, negate करना है. If it says yes, you will say not. If it says not, you will say yes. Some of you are going with C, some with A. Remember the steps that I told you. They work. So just do that way. Eliminate करो वो options जिनमें words matching नहीं है. Okay. Are we done with all the 5 questions? I'll show you the questions once again, one by one. Okay. Save your answers. Finalize your answers. And then I'll give you all the answers. Question 1 again. We are done with this anyway. Weaken. 2. Strengthen. 3. Inferred. 4. Aptly. And 5. Assumption. Dil dak dak ho raha? You want to see the answers? Okay. Chaliye. Well done, Shubhradeep. Just one wrong you got. Wow. A, B, D, S, C. Good, 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 good. Amazing, guys. A. B. D. A. C. Rishabh, how many did you get correct? सेकंड सबका रॉन्ग है. चलते हैं सबसे पहले सेकंड पे. पहले खुशी तो मना लो, इतने सारे करेक्ट हुए. ऋषभ 4. अमेजिंग. Tis I, you got 5 correct? Seriously? If you got 3 upon 5, that's a very good score. Because all these questions were of a high level. Got it? Now those of you who don't want the explanations can go. Those of you who want the explanations, who want to discuss, stay back. Another 10 minutes we will discuss these questions. Okay, Rishabh, that's great. Lovely accuracy. Guru Murthy, you have to improve. Well done, Rishabh. Okay. सबसे पहले I will explain 2. Hang in there, dudes. Learn it since you have come here. मेरी class में, okay? Let me take another nice color, okay? Which of the following, if true, would most strengthen that the Titanic's narrative structure made it uniquely memorable? Dudes, I gave you two points here. Yes, people gave a great narrative. Yes, other ships' narratives were bland in comparison. We can strengthen in one of the 2 ways. First elimination is C. Why? Cultural historians argue that Titanic has been retold. Maybe the retold version is different. We are talking about the narratives that came as first-hand accounts of survivors. Right? The first-hand accounts we want. So cultural historians argue that it has been retold as a morality tale in plays, novels. ये tempting दिख रहा है. Plays, novels, films, दे रखा है उधर, but बकवास. Next elimination is this. Modern ferry disasters are often captured on video, but their abruptness prevents the gradual unfolding of tension. Right? So modern ferry disasters, gradual unfolding of tension. Why are you coming to this era? Modern ferry disasters. You're bringing it to a different tangent. No, this gets eliminated. We are talking about that era and how the other sinkings, the other ships that went down did not garner so much attention as did the Titanic. right? So it's between A and B. Now, A says what? Survivor accounts frequently emphasized the contrast between wealthy passengers securing lifeboats and steerage passengers trapped below deck. Okay, this is given there, but this is the fact that is given there. This is a premise. It's given here, the division between rich and poor passengers and the band playing on deck. The division, this. So if you are taking the same point from there and rephrasing it and giving it, you're not giving me anything extra. You're supposed to give me something extra, some other premise that can go and support the claim. Right? So this, between A and B, B is better because it says wartime sinkings like this occurred within minutes, leaving little scope for personal testimonies. यहाँ last line में दिया है. Later disasters often unfolded abruptly, torpedo strikes, this, leaving little time, right? So he has connected here, he has made it a little different here by giving you the name Lusitania. He is giving a specific example, Lusitania. So this is better. It occurred within minutes, leaving little scope. Oh, that's why, since the since the passage says the Titanic's survivors, Titanic's people gave like a different narrative. That is why it was uniquely memorable. हाँ और लोगों ने तो ना दिया नहीं इतना अच्छा. Yeah? Clear? Which other question do you want me to take up? Let's go to ये inference वाला ना. This was so easy. Less fragmented than, faulty comparison. Eliminated. This D is connected with the main idea, conclusion. Right? Scale of human loss, the number of people who die, is insufficient to determine. Why? Because there are other reasons, 3 reasons given. This is the conclusion. This was correct. B, Tejaswini. The Titanic's relatively slow and dramatic sinking. You see this? Nobody realized it. This was attractive word trap. Where does it say, Tejaswini, dramatic sinking? It was a dramatic narrative that people gave. Where does it say the sinking was dramatic? यहाँ तो बोला है leaving little time for drama or moral allegory. लोगों को कहानियां बनाने का टाइम नहीं मिला. But does it say that the Titanic sinking was dramatic? Yeah? That was a trap, attractive word trap. Clear? Abhigyan. Okay. Who got stuck in question 1? Peeps? Four पे भी चलेंगे दिव्यांशी. We have to weaken that it derives its fame from symbolic timing. Right? So, we have to give another reason. Look at this one. Option C. Sorry, I would eliminate B first. World War I literature often invoked the sinking of ships like the Lusitania as evidence of the perils of modern technology. The claim is that it happened at that time. It was symbolic. That's why it got its fame. You have to say no. We are looking for something non-symbolic. Right? We have to look for another reason. So this doesn't give you another reason. Option C. Survivors of the Titanic repeatedly described their ordeal in religious terms. Okay. Emphasizing divine fate rather than this. Okay. Right. So symbolic timing, dawn of modernity. Yeah, here they are giving you some religious angle. People said that it was because of that and not because of this. Okay? So you're looking for something non-symbolic, you're getting something like another reason here. Between A and C, do you see here? Rather than as a symbol of this modern confidence. So between A and C, this is better. We can eliminate C. Option D. Telegraphic communication was more advanced. Okay. Than in previous decades. Okay. It spread globally. You're giving me another reason. Again, between A and D, there is this portion here, rather than as a symbol of this. That makes this one most seriously undermined. Clear? Everyone? Question 4. Application. यहाँ बोला, there's a new ship, mysterious circumstances. It killed 2,000 people. Okay, survivor accounts. Still, this ship was not as famous as the sinking of the Titanic. Why? Based on the passage, it did not become famous because there was no symbolism, narrative weakness, and uska ek aur cultural memory or something jo bhi. People remembered it, people didn't remember it. All those are given here. Absence of vivid narratives and symbolic elements makes it harder for people to mythologize it despite its larger death toll. So the reasons, the facts are given here, the reasons, 2-3 reasons that are given in the passage. So this is your answer. Yeah? Biswal? Clear? Are we done with all? Assumption. Claim क्या कह रहा है? Instead of timing, narrative structure, cultural symbolism. Step 2. Look for such an option that has more matching words. Okay? Large-scale tragedies gain lasting recognition aligned with broader cultural anxieties or narratives. I'll keep this. Presence of this, disconnected words. Public memory, this, narrated and symbolized. I'll keep this. Shipwrecks occurring during periods are rarely remembered as this in cultural singular events and all का connect नहीं है, symbolic चाहिए, narrative चाहिए, out. Yeah, it's between A and C. The third step, negate कर लो. ये वाला अच्छा दिख रहा है मुझे, negate करके देखते हैं तेजस्विनी. Public memory is shaped more by quantitative measures than by how events are narrated. Shaped more. If you negate this, does it make your conclusion crumble or not? It does. The conclusion says, the claim says what? Cannot be explained only by death toll, but instead by this. This says it's shaped more by quantitative measures than by this. Complete crumbling of your conclusion. So this is your answer. Option A, large-scale tragedies gain lasting recognition only when they align with broader cultural anxieties. They do not gain lasting recognition when they align with broader this thing. Alright. Broader cultural anxieties or narratives. यहाँ बोला है gain lasting recognition only when. Okay, इसको यहाँ negate करेंगे. Large scale tragedies gain lasting recognition not only when this, but with other reasons also. So if you negate this, your conclusion shakes, but it doesn't crumble. This one makes it crumble completely. Got it? So we are done. All the 5 questions are done. I have explained everything clearly. I hope you have learned something, guys. Question 1, option C, sure, Vedamitra. Here. They repeatedly described their pareshani, predicament, in religious terms, emphasizing divine fate. The ship sank and people thought it was because of, it was like, symbolic, so it became famous. This one says people came up with other reasons. Religious terms, नहीं ये तो divine fate था, luck था हमारा, hard luck था, ये वो, fine. But then this option doesn't contain this part. Option 1 में जो part है ना, rather than as a symbol of this is not present here. Okay? No, this is not PYQ. This is fresh out of the oven. Are we done? Cool? Chaliye, keep improving, keep learning, guys. Yes, nahi. This is not cat level, है ना? ये तो SSC में आता है आपका ऐसा. Getting stuck in 2 options. Vedamitra, that's because you are not able to understand what those 2 options are saying. And probably आप वो नहीं कर रहे हो जो मैंने बताया है कि when you are left with 2 options, try to prove one of them. You'll get your answer. ठीक है guys, चलो. Everyone, I'm going to see you again. Take care. Keep rocking.